Welcome back to another episode of Living Life with Brendan podcast. Very excited to have a guest of mine here today, one of my close friends, Corey Meyer. Thanks for jumping on today.
Absolutely.
Why don't you introduce yourself quick?
My name's Corey, and I met Brendan through college. We went to college together, Gustavus, played hockey together, and that's kind of where our journey started together. How many years ago now?
It's 18, 19 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
We're getting old.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah. So it's been fun in our adult lives getting to know each other and seeing us both grow and change and just excited to.
What are you up to now?
So a lot. You know that I just got back from Oregon, so I've been doing a lot of traveling.
Okay.
Outside of work, coaching, and I've been in the fitness industry for a while, and that has been a really important part of my life. As you know, we both played hockey together. Sports are a big part of our lives, and
Right.
For me, it's just been a way to like play and enjoy life still. So the fitness world has been good. So I coach classes there. I'm in the sales industry as well. So I do sales for my family business, landscaping. Another brother's in like graphic apparel, so I dabble in that too. So just kind of trying to be as well-rounded as I can.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll go back. I met Corey. I actually met you through your sister, I think.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brooke. Buffalo squad kind of all went to Gustavus.
There was a lot.
There was a lot of people that went there.
Both of our years. Yeah, there's a handful of us.
I didn't know anyone that went to college. I went there to play hockey. I didn't have any Maple Grove people really go, just a handful. So I met your sister and then kind of just the conglomerate that was Buffalo.
Yeah.
Kind of fell in love with you guys and the big group. You guys are super welcoming. I think freshman year one night, just stumbled on to a bench and you're like, "Hey, I'm Corey, I'm Brooke's brother." you're like, "Oh, you're hanging out with my sister and her friends."
Yeah. I better get to know you.
Yeah. So then we just we kind of hit it off from there, and I've spoken this multiple times, but sophomore year you were off campus because you're a year older than me.
Yep.
So you guys had a house at Gustavus, and I was still in the dorm rooms. And I've told people this, that like my sophomore year, the year before I was injured, was the most fun I've ever had at a campus, at school, like in life.
You almost lived at the house. You were there a lot.
I was there a lot. I almost had to pay rent the amount of times that I was there.
Yeah.
But no, you guys always had, the one thing that I loved about our campus at Gustavus and like the people and the parties that we had, it's like we never had to break up fights. We never had to like shun people at the doors. We always it was so inviting. It's like, "Who are you? Yeah, come on in.
Yeah.
Have fun."
Yeah, I think you can attest to this, but so there's 8 of us that lived at the house, and we were all different walks of life.
Right.
Different sports. Some didn't play sports. So I feel like they felt pretty like comfortable coming to a house party of ours, knowing that it wasn't like a cliquey thing.
Right.
We accepted everyone. And it turned out to be some rad parties because of it.
It was so fun. Like, for instance, this house we'd play, if you can imagine like a wedding, like that's what I can, like, honestly, like late night at a wedding is literally what this house is.
Yeah, like after party wedding dance style.
Right.
Yeah.
And the floors would bend like a trampoline. So if you were in the basement, the floor was bouncing down, almost hitting your head, which was kind of terrifying. But
yeah, not up to code probably.
Makes for great memories.
Yeah. No, those are some fun years together, and that's I think you probably still have some friendships that you're close with from that era of our life as well. And
yeah. And I think that, having you on the show here is nice because you got to know me before my injury.
Yeah.
And after, which I try and tell people that I'm kind of the same person, even though I was paralyzed, and you can attest to that as being here right now, living proof.
Absolutely. I mean, if anything has changed, it's just you've got a better outlook and better mindset on life.
Right. Fortunately to do so.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, and again, having you on here, one of the other reasons is just your view on positivity. I think they say, you are the company that you keep. And I've got a lot of close friends that have been met through the podcast, and just the vision, the way we view life, kind of the same thing like you said. I don't know if it's an athletic mindset. I don't know where it comes from, kind of the events that take place in our life. Where do you think a lot of that positivity and waking up every day instead of saying like, oh, I'm just going to roll over and sleep today and do this? Where do you think that comes from where you're like, I'm going to seize this, like I want to go do something. I want to plan something. I always want to be moving or trying to get to that next level.
That's a good question. Yeah. I don't know if it comes from one area, it's mainly like you just want to have a good life, right? And you can control what you can control. And there's a lot of things out of our control, but how you think is the one thing that you'll always have. And so I think that's like a big part of positivity is just no matter what situation you're in, for you, like instance, you have a positive mindset for something that you really can't control right now.
Right.
And that's how I look at it is life is fleeting and it's always changing and you don't know what the next moment is going to bring you. And so control what you can and try to find the positives in every situation, which has brought me to like a lifestyle of that's why I want to like keep playing sports and stay active and travel. I feel like traveling opens you up because, like here in Minnesota and the Midwest in general, you get kind of stuck in what and routine. Right. And so, yeah, that's been a good way for me to kind of just get out of my element a little bit and go see some new places. And it helps me just kind of get a little more like reinvigorated in life a little bit. Back a little more refocused.
And I love that. And I think in a positive way, I was talking to Steve a little bit before this and I was like, Corey's a yes man. Like,
oh yeah,
literally, I could be like, Corey,
minus skydiving, of course.
You still probably would.
Yeah, you'd have to push a little bit.
If I literally was like, Steve's gonna take me, do you want to go?
I probably would say yes.
I know. That's the thing. That's what I love about it. It's like, Corey, I think I'm going to go to Arizona in a couple weeks. You're like, yeah, let me look at my calendar.
Yeah.
Like, we may go to Ireland next year. Like, let me start planning for that.
I'll squeeze it in.
Like, yeah. And I think that's such a beautiful way to look at life if you're able to do it. Because like you said, it just opens up kind of what you think and helps reset and refocus to what you have. And I love that. I don't have that. I say no to a lot of things. There are things that I wish I would say yes to more.
Yeah.
So with that too, on the days where maybe you aren't feeling, up for it or that, like what happens on those days? What gets you out of a rut? Do you go to some memories? Do you go to, like, what if I miss out? Like fear of missing out? Like what in your mind you can explain?
Yeah. I think anyone, you have that fear of missing out. I think a good way is like, you do miss out on things. And then after doing that, you realize, hey, I survived. Like I can miss out on things and still tomorrow comes and I'm going to be fine. So I think it's like selective yeses, and so when you are in that rut of feeling like, you can't say yes or you've missed out, like for me, you go back to like the simple things in life, like move your body, try to work on your mental health. So like working out, sauna, cold plunging, things that like get your nervous system going again, where you kind of get out of your head and just kind of connect yourself to the reality again is a quick go-to for me. Because we all get in our ruts, we all get in our negative mindset. So it's just how quickly can you get out of that?
Right. What would you say to someone that wants to, let's say they're in a rut physically, they say like, I don't have time, I'm exhausted from work. Like, what would you give for tips to someone to get more of an active lifestyle? Because obviously working with F45 and like you said, cold plunge saunas, like you've kind of gotten into that rhythm over the years of like, this is my daily routine. But, just starting, it's hard to just jump in and be like, tomorrow I'm going to cold plunge at 5, sauna at 6, run 5 miles, go to work, and we're going to do this every other day. Like, how do you kind of tiptoe into that, or what would your advice be to someone?
I mean, you gotta, it can be a little fearful to put yourself in a new arena.
Right.
So I think it's just the first step of just like asking, like, don't be afraid to ask, whether that's have someone come work out with you. Ask if you can join someone to go, you know, to a new studio to work out. Whether that's going on a walk and just getting outside, like, you know, anything that can get you out of your head, out of your routine. And then when you're done with it and you look back and you're like, okay, that was challenging, but I did it and I can do it again. And I think you start stacking little moments like that on top of each other. And I mean, before you know it, you've created like a healthier lifestyle, healthier habits. But it is tough. We all have that fear of doing something new and trying something new and getting into, you know, a new community. And I think just trying to put yourself out there through fear is a good way to do it. But you like you said, it's who you're surrounded with, you know. And I think if you pick the right people to spend your life with, they're gonna support you, and that having support is a massive thing in making better decisions, really.
Right. And I know you come from a big family too. They've been pretty supportive to everything that you've done.
Yeah.
Even with traveling, like you said, you just got back from Idaho,
Oregon. Yeah, me and two buddies. Just so one of my high school friends, I don't know if you know Ben Larson.
No.
Went to high school. Me and him for the last couple of years have gone on trips right after Labor Day. So we did Zion and did Angel's Landing hike. We went to Yosemite and did the Half Dome hike. And so we just wanted to have something to challenge us like once a year. These like different challenging hikes, get away. And this year we just didn't have like a specific hike lined up. And another buddy of ours had a house out in Oregon. So we just picked it. And
it's not like you go there and just veg.
No, we're moving.
That's
like we did some sandboarding in the dunes.
I saw that. How was it? What is sandboarding to people that
it's like snowboarding, but you're on sand.
You just climb hills.
Just like strap in. Yeah, it's a workout climbing back up and board down.
I can imagine falling doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good. It's better than snow, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you're not maybe going as quick, but yeah, it doesn't hurt as much.
So what would be like an ideal dream destination?
Ooh, that's a good question.
No limits to countries or whatnot.
I think New Zealand is, I hear so many good things about the people of New Zealand and the culture and then the destination. There's just like some amazing things to do. That's up on the list. I've been down to Costa Rica. Like, so South America is very like, it feels home to me as far as just the warmer climates, the tropical, the ocean. So I think those like anywhere down south.
Would you move to somewhere like that, or you just like the vacations?
I mean, if it makes sense, you know. I never say never.
I'm a big warm climate guy because I hate the cold.
Yeah.
I can't get my blood circulated because I'm always seated. So people always ask like, "Why are you so cold?" It's like I don't get to walk. I don't get to get the body moving. Yeah. So I'm always cold, but beaches are tough. I'm not good in sand. So
it's a little more challenging.
They do. They've got these long like boardwalks. I don't know if you started seeing them on beaches. Like all of a sudden on these beaches, they'll just be like this paved path that just goes like way out.
Like
just
in the sand?
Yeah, just like one path that goes out there. And I'm sure people on the beach are like, what the hell is this doing in the middle of a beach? But for the wheelchair users, we're like, yes, I get to go down there and enjoy it a little bit.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, obviously I love to just dip your toes in the sand. And
you go to Arizona, right?
Go to Arizona every year. So we do, we get to get out of the cold for a little bit. It's very nice.
Yep.
I don't go to Arizona in the summer. It's a little too hot because I think it's like 120.
Yeah, that's a little bit more of a battle.
A little too much there. But no, it is nice to reset the mind just from being in the cold. And I think that goes back to kind of getting into a healthy mind state. Like Minnesota's great, but if you're in the winter, all winter, those are long.
They're long.
Long, cold. It's dark when you get up. It's dark when, you're coming home from work.
Yep.
Like it makes it even tougher to want to go out and do certain things too.
Yeah, and I think that just is like, again, gives you choices. Like, will I just sit in this, depressive feeling for 6 months and like not do anything? Or or will I try to go somewhere and shake it up a little bit and get in some heat or, find some activities to do that allow me to enjoy it instead of just sit inside all winter long.
Exactly.
Which some people do and teach their own, but there's some ways to enjoy life in the winter too.
Right. I mean, hobbies, you look at today with TV shows, there's everything out there. I watch a ton of TV, so
Yeah.
I don't blame people if they want to watch TV.
Yeah.
Hobbies inside, like great, just as long as you're keeping your mind active, I think is a big thing.
You're right. That is important. Yeah.
Because if you just sit there and think about all the disasters in the world, like it just bundles up. I saw a quote from some movie, I'm going to butcher it, but this girl is like, your body always has two wolves inside you. One is like despair and fear, and one is hope and positivity. And they're like, which wolf wins?
Yeah. Which one are you going to feed?
And then it's like, whatever one
Yeah.
you feed is the one that's going to win. So obviously, you just take that with, and another thing too that goes out into the world, like, like not dream boards or whatnot, but same thing, like what you put out kind of comes back.
Yeah.
And I do think about that a lot too.
Oh yeah. I mean, our thought process, vision boards they're powerful. It's, like some people think manifestation is a woo-woo thing, but until you actually like do it and experience it and you're like, wow, like that works. And you start to see like signs of life as you're on, going to work one day or, whatever it might be. It's because you like powerfully thought about something consistently in a positive way.
And I think that kind of goes back with a lot of why I wanted to start this is like choosing to focus on the positives. It helps align with a lot of the positives.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're focusing on certain things, you obviously see them more. And then the other side of that, which I have been trying to do more and more, is not only choosing to focus on the positives, but being able to capture the wins in the present. Because that's really hard to do too.
Yeah.
Because you can be focusing on the positives and things are happening, but if you're not seeing them happen, like you don't feel that full fulfillment of like, is this working? Is this really what's happening? But if you can capture those as much as you can too, like that's one big thing I've been trying to do.
And I think with that too, there's so much comparison, like with social media, like you feel like if you aren't thinking positively, you can always tell yourself you're not doing enough.
Oh yeah.
Someone else is doing more, you know? And so that like, yeah, comparison is the thief of joy is a very, I think quote that a lot of us understand. If you are someone that has compared, or you just like look on social media and you feel like you're not doing enough,
right?
It's like, well, it's.
And how much of that is real?
Exactly.
Like there's all of that too. Like there's so many different things with the world and what's out there. I think if you can be proud of yourself from where you start and where you come, like that's obviously the most important. And going with it. But that's great. And like I said, you've always been kind of a want to help type of person. And I know there was kind of an instant, what was that, 2 years ago?
This was this past summer, 2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. So just a little background too, as crazy as it sounds, Corey's parents live on a lake in Buffalo, and I would go out there every 4th of July, just enjoy. You guys had everybody over there. There's volleyball, everything going on. And actually a week before my injury, we were doing the same exact thing. Like went out there, had fun, fire late at night. It's like, let's go jump in the lake. We went, jumped in the lake, got back out, sat by the fire, like had a phenomenal night. Who would have thought a week later it did the same thing, different lake. Boom.
And I still think, like, I still look at pictures of that 4th of July.
I know.
A week before your injury. And you're just like, God, you just don't know.
It's crazy.
It is.
It was the same blueprint. I did the same thing next week.
And there's like nothing wrong with it.
Different lake. And again, like there's, like you said, there's nothing wrong. I don't know what I would have done differently, right? With the whole thing and situation. Obviously, lake was extremely shallow. But it's just crazy to think about that. And just kind of go into the story that, you told me, we talked about it a little bit, but if you want to just give a background too, just to we all have this fight or flight within us. And I think this is a crazy story of like you just wanting to be there and be able to help, and just kind of a rough situation. If you want to kind of give the background and what happened there.
Yeah. So this past summer, it was 2 summers ago, the 3rd of July, can't remember what day of the week it was, but it made more sense to have a gathering on the 3rd instead of the 4th. And there's a normal hanging out down by the lake. You know, people are in the water, kids are in the water. Next door neighbors had some friends over. And yeah, I'm standing on the beach with some friends and my brothers, and we hear this like palpable scream from a boat that was kind of anchored out not too far, which caught all of our attentions. You know, we turn and we look, and we see a kid who's struggling to stay above water. You know, so he's in our lake because, like you said, you're able to jump off at the end of the dock, dive in. It drops off very quickly, so it gets deep very quickly. But yeah, I turn around, and from that scream, and I see this kid like trying to stay above water, and that's when the fight or flight kind of kicked in, and I just kind of
right away you just grabbed what you could.
I had a paddleboard sitting on the shore, so I just picked it up quickly and started paddling out as fast as I could. Unfortunately, when I got to him, he had just gone under, and later on, finding out that he was someone that obviously didn't know how to swim. He was a 19 or 20-year-old kid who was not even from the U.S. He was from Mexico, and he was there for the summer working at a camp.
Oh.
And working at that camp, he got to know the next door neighbor, the kid that lives next to us. So they became friends. He invited some friends up from that camp to the lake. So unfortunately, I get to him. He's underwater. I'm on the paddleboard ready to dive in, thinking like maybe he'll resurface, and he never did. And then I kind of just blacked out trying to dive in and find him. And
right.
I think there was maybe, before I know it, 20, 30 of us in the water. And it took us maybe half an hour.
Jesus.
Half an hour to find him. And unfortunately didn't survive, that situation.
Right.
So yeah, it was at the time very traumatic and heavy, and definitely had to go through, some therapy to figure out
right.
just how to deal with it. Because it's not someone I knew, and it's not someone that like our family was close with, but the neighbors, and you're close with them.
Right.
And, you feel for them and the heartbreak for their son, and then the family that you don't know of this kid.
Right.
And so, yeah, it was a situation where I tried to get out there and save him, and just unfortunately didn't work.
I think the big thing for me, just from the story too, is we all get put in the situation of like, how would I have handled that?
Yeah.
Like, how would I for sure would have gotten on my board too and done that. But no one knows that until you're put in the situation, and the fact that you were able to like, I didn't look for someone to come with. I didn't look to do this. Like, you immediately went, got the board, went out there, like did all that you could. Like, you're doing everything that people wished or said that they would have been able to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, you wish your arm was 20 feet longer,
right,
or something like that. But I mean, and just, it's the downfall sometimes of life, right? With things that happen.
Yeah, and it's of course like after you beat yourself up, like, oh, if I would have done this, if I would have done that, would have saved them. But there was someone, a couple friend of my older brother Adams. They said something along the lines of, it's when it's your time, and nothing is gonna stop that.
Right.
So you can try as much as you want to try to save someone, but when it's just like their earthly time to go, it's just.
Well, and you can't live in that world too. Like, for so long too, I think about like, oh, had I just jumped in feet first? Like, why did I choose to dive that day?
Yep.
Like, why didn't I just jump in feet first and bounce back up? Or, oh, why didn't I just do a front flip off it or something? You know what I mean? Like, I had all these options, and what if it's like, that's not going to change anything?
No.
It doesn't help your mind kind of reset to what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, you did more than anyone else that was out there at the time. Not saying that it was, enough to do what may have been done, but I don't think there could have been a way for that to get done.
No, you're right. That goes back to just how you think, right? Like, you could be still tearing yourself up if you wanted to.
Right.
But what good does that do you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just like that story. Obviously, it's a crushing story, but to see how you've been able to go through it, evaluate it, like that's the type of thing, and the mindset, like having such a strong, powerful, positive mindset.
Yeah.
You were able to talk about it. You were able to get through. Obviously, it's still going to be with you forever.
Yep.
But like I had Adriel on here who lost, his mother, and kind of talks about that and goes through, but he's like, you learn from it as well, right? You learn how to handle these certain things. And I guess just with that, one thing to maybe someone that has gone through something like this or have gone through, I know stories of people trying to resuscitate someone and they just didn't come back, and like they still live with that. Oh, what if I would have done this?
Yeah.
Do you have anything? I know you kind of explained on it before, but is there any other words that you give someone that's struggling with it?
I mean, yeah, we all like internalize things in our own way, right? And I think it just comes down to like not being ashamed to ask for help. Like we all, and especially men probably more than women, but you feel like I shouldn't ask for help. I can handle this on my own.
Right.
I should be able to, internalize and think through everything and get to the other side in a positive light. But just sometimes like situations happen where you can't, and you need other words from outside of your own mind to help you through it.
That's so big. Steve and I talked about that too, just like asking for help, especially for men.
Yep.
Like I was thrown in a situation where I literally need help with everything I do. So for me, like asking to get a drink from like a guy and be like, hold a drink or like help me eat, like it'd be super embarrassing.
But I'm sure it took you a little bit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now you're like, it's just
Right.
what you're used to, right?
Right. Yeah. Just cut that, throw some pizza, grab a fork. Like we'll share this. Yeah, it's cool. Like I don't care if it's out at a bar somewhere, doing whatever. Like that's my good friend, whatever. No, but like you said, I think that's really big, especially now today. Not being afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
That's got to be the biggest thing, because the world nowadays, social media and the world, it's so hard. I feel like you got the weight of your shoulders with every decision you do.
Every decision feels heavier, right?
Right.
If you look at it from that lens. And that's why I think communities are so important. Like having, a community around you, whether it's family, friends, people that you interact with at work, whatever it might be, creating your own intentional community, I think helps you through some heavier, stuff in life.
Right.
Yeah. And, so that would be my thing, is like, don't be afraid to ask for help, even if you don't know how. Like say one thing, one sentence,
right.
And just say, I need help. But I think surrounding yourself with people that you feel will support you.
Comfortable.
Even when you don't know what to do or say, or when you feel like there's no like positivity left in you that day, that's when it's the most important to ask for help and be around people. And yeah, we all go through it. And I think the more you're surrounded by people that'll lift you up in those times, you get better at doing that yourself. And then in turn, you help other people do that too.
Right.
Full
circle.
Yeah.
Love that. Well, no, I appreciate it, man. Are you, I know we got Halloween coming up. I don't know when this is going to launch. You bringing back Tweety Bird ever?
I wish I went to throwing him away. Tweety, like 4 years in a row at college, he got real dirty.
So Corey would dress up in a giant Tweety Bird costume with the huge head as well.
Yeah, he just had like my face and then Tweety's head and then like just a little zip up onesie. It's classic. At the time it was, I think it was $80. I bought it freshman year.
Oh,
and you're like
it's a steal.
Well, I was like a poor freshman kid, in college. So I'm like, $80. Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to wear this at least one more year.
For the amount of years you got out of it, though.
And then I wore it 4. So yeah, we got some good use out of it.
Oh, it's awesome. Well, I can't wait to see kind of where you go and obviously where we go as friends to continue through. But I really appreciate you coming out here, man.
Yeah, man. It's definitely been a joy, like watching you grow and succeeding in life through all of this. I know you've tried, like you've gone out there and done other businesses and you've, put yourself out there to try to make life your own. And that's been awesome to watch. That's kind of given me some internal drive to take the risks and, if there's something you want to do, just go do it.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
So we need to get you your clothing company back.
Oh, jeez. Don't get me started. I go off on a different planet, like spending all the time talking about all this stuff. So
it's good though.
Someday.
Yeah.
I'm going to manifest it.
Yeah.
It's coming.
You do it.
All right, man.
It's already happening.
Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Love you.
Love you too, man.